Hello children, hope you all are doing well. Once again I welcome you all to this class of quadrilateral. Dear children, we have already done question number 1 to question 6 from exercise 9.2. Today we will continue the same exercise from question number 7 onwards. In question number 7, the diagonals of rhombus ABCD intersect at O. The length of diagonal AC is equal to 12 centimeter and the length of diagonal BD is equal to 16 centimeter. In this question, we have to find the length of its side. To solve this question, we have to recall the property that diagonals of rhombus bisect each other at right angles. Now AC is given 12 centimeter. Therefore, after focusing on the figure, we find that OA is half of it, or OA is half of 12. That implies OA is equal to 6 centimeter. The length of another diagonal BD is equal to 16 centimeter. Therefore, OB is half of it, or OB is half of 16, that is OB is equal to 8 centimeter. We know diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at right angles. Therefore, triangle AOB, triangle BOC, triangle COD and triangle AOD, all the four triangles are right angled triangles. We can take any right angled triangle, but here I have taken right angled triangle AOB. So by using Pythagoras theorem, that is hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. Here in right angled triangle AOB, AB is hypotenuse as it is opposite to right angle. We know side opposite to right angle is hypotenuse. So here in this right angle triangle AB is hypotenuse. OA or OB, we can take any one as base. If we will take OA as base, then simply we have to take OB as perpendicular. Or if we will take OB as base, then simply we have to take OA as perpendicular. But here I have taken OA as base and BO as perpendicular. AB square, that implies AB square is equal to 6 square plus 8 square. As we have put out the value above, OA is equal to 6 centimeter and OB is equal to 8 centimeter. That implies AB square is equal to 6 square plus 8 square. That implies AB square is equal to 36 plus 64. That implies AB square is equal to 100. That implies AB square is equal to 10 square. We know square of 10 is 100. So cancelling square on both sides, we get AB is equal to 10 centimeter. Hence, length of its side is 10 centimeter. In question number 8, we have given the length of one side of a rhombus is equal to the length of one of its diagonals. And in this question, we have to find the angles of the rhombus. That is angle A, angle B, angle C, and angle D. To solve this question, we will join first AC. After joining AC, we see this diagonal divides it into two triangles. One is triangle ABC and second triangle is triangle ACD. Also, let one side of rhombus be A. Therefore, its diagonal AC will be also equal to A. As given in the question, the length of one side of rhombus is equal to the length of one of its diagonal. Now we will focus on triangle ABC. We find that each side of triangle is equal and each side is equal to A. We know it very well when all the three sides of a triangle are equal, that triangle is an equilateral triangle. So here triangle ABC is also an equilateral triangle, as it is all the three sides are equal. Equilateral triangle is also equiangular. So it is all angles will be equal, and we know equilateral is each angle is equal to 60 degree. So angle CAB is equal to angle B is equal to angle BCD, and all the three angles are equal to 60 degree. Similarly, when we will focus on triangle ACD, it is also an equilateral triangle, and it is all the three angles are also equal. So the three angles of equilateral triangle ACD are angle CAD, angle D, and angle ACD, and each angle is equal to 60 degree. Now we have to find the value of angle A. Angle A is divided into two angles, angle CAB and angle CAD. When we will add up these two angles, we will get complete A. So angle A is equal to angle CAB plus angle CAD, and we know angle CAB is value is 60 degree and angle CAD is also equal to 60 degree. So after addition, we get angle A's value as 120 degree. Angle B is equal to 60 degree, and angle C is also divided into two angles. When we will add up these two angles, that is angle BCD and angle ACD, we will get angle C's value. Angle BCD is 60 degree and angle ACD is also 60 degree. Then we will get angle C's value as 120 degree, and angle D's value is equal to 60 degree. Now we have to do question number 9. I think question number 9 is important. In this question, we have given a figure. In the figure, PQRS is a square and PQTU is a rhombus. Angle UPS is equal to 136 degree. Angle PUS is equal to Y, and angle PSU is equal to X. And we have to find the value of these two angles, that is X and Y. After focusing on this figure, we see side PQ is common to both square PQRS and rhombus PQTU. So that means all sides of square and all sides of rhombus are equal. Now we will focus on triangle PSU. we find that SP is equal to PU. And we know when two sides of a triangle are equal, that is an isosceles triangle. Therefore, triangle PSU is an isosceles triangle. So, angle X is equal to angle Y, because these are the angles opposite to equal sides. We know angles opposite to equal sides in an isosceles triangle are equal. That is why angle X is equal to angle Y. Now in triangle PSU, X plus Y plus angle UPS is equal to 180 degree, because we know the sum of the three angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree, as these are the three angles of a triangle PSU. That implies X plus X plus 136 is equal to 180 degree. In this setup, I have replaced the angle Y by X, as they are equal. So X plus X will become 2X, and 136 will be transposed to right side. That implies 2X is equal to 44. That implies X is equal to 44 by 2. So X is equal to 22 degree. Hence, angle X and angle Y are equal. So each angle is equal to 22 degree. Question number 10 is the last question of this exercise 9.2. Again, we have given a figure in question number 10. ABCD is a square. P, Q, M and N are the midpoints of the sides on which they lie. That is, M is the midpoint of AB, N is the midpoint of BC, Q is the midpoint of CD, and P is the midpoint of AD. In this question, we have to prove MN is equal to PQ. I think question number 10 is also important, because we have to use midpoint theorem concept in this question, which you have to do in 9th class. So to solve this question, first we will join AC. After joining AC, it divides it into two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle ACD. Now we will first focus on triangle ABC. It has three sides, AB, BC and AC. M is the midpoint of AB and N is the midpoint of BC. We know the line segment formed by joining the midpoints is parallel to third side and is equal to half of it. Therefore, MN is equal to half of AC. We will mark it as first equation. Similarly, after focusing on triangle ACD, we find that P is midpoint of AD side, Q is midpoint of CD side, and AC is also third side of this triangle. So again, PQ is equal to 1/2 of AC. we will mark it as second equation. From first and second, we find that both Mn and Pq have same values. In other words, we can say right hand sides of two equations are equal, then their left side are also equal. So Mn is equal to Pq, as both are equal to 1/2 of AC. With this, we conclude exercise 9.2. So now we are done with the chapter quadrilateral. I hope you have understood the whole chapter well, and you will do more practice to make the concepts about the chapter more clearly.